timer took showers with that man in his tub. He was too tired to cut them up, so he put them in cold water. Disinfectant. Then there was two dead men in his tub, and then the stench grew. He was too exhausted to cut them up, so he stored them in his bathtub. Scrub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub. Every time he took showers with that man in his tub, he was too exhausted to cut them up, so he stored them in his bathtub.
Fucking Psychroptic, man. Ooh. Ooh. Fucking Psychroptic. So fucking good, this band. Like, just listen to everything they do. Woo. Such a masterful level of talent, songwriting, song arrangement, song crafting. This is an amazing fucking band. Oh, I could listen. You know, if we're gonna get serious about Psychroptic, though, I want to listen to this song real bad. Oh, what a song this is. If you've never heard Psychroptic Cold before, gosh. In fact, I think we're just gonna listen to this album today. I think we'll listen to the album. That's what I think we're gonna do. All right, let's do it from here. I just wanted to take you guys through the start of this song. It's just nice and chill. They're playing some djembes or something in the background. Oh, and the way they build it is so good. I think about this song often. I listen to it at least once a week. And then when it comes in, they bring it all up and you're like, fuck. And then if you're a drummer out there, listen for the ride here. He changes it up. Oh my gosh. I have such a fanboy hard-on for that band. Never seen them though. I have not seen that band, and that is a bucket list. I will go see it. I will do it. I'm gonna do it. Promise. At some point. You know what's weird though? I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of live showed out. I'll explain that as we go through here today. Wow. Our two topics of conversation today, let's keep it like limited. Let's not go all over the place. We're going to be talking about driven bass today. Again. Why? Because I like it. And I got home from work today a little bit late today, getting to the streamies. I haven't played this bass in a while. I call this bass Big Earn. This is a Sterling Ernie Ball, and it's being temperamental right now, aren't you? This tuner doesn't like to be. Ever since I dropped this tuner, so I'll tell you what, this is a good moment. We're gonna go to the tuna. This is free, and I like to use this. I like to use this pretty much anytime. I use it for bass a lot because it does low tunings super good, and it's free. And I'm going to use it today. This is from Aurora DSP. And the really good bragging factor about this is that it factually is really good at... really? E. Okay, good. It is really good at tuning low, low, low. And this bass is tuned to B, which isn't like low, low, low. But in all honesty, we can have this debate all day. I've had this debate with lots of like modern like genty kids and stuff on forums and stuff. It's like, where are you finding your low end? Where if your bass cannot back up with the guitar with a lower octave, where are you finding the low end from? Where is that low end coming from? So you've got this music that where the guitar is tuned down so crushingly low, but the problem is it's the music is still kind of it's not going to give you need that bass. You need a bass tuned in an octave in the octave below the guitar. I'm sorry, but as low as I've been able to do that is an A and really get it to still pop. But I mean, that's up to you guys. I'm not a professional engineer of any kind, so we can talk about that later. So our two topics of conversation today will be main topics. They're going to be live shows. Has anybody been to a lot of live shows lately? We're going to be talking about a lot of driven bass here as well today, folks. The first plugin I'd like to look at today is a plugin I've not tried. Sorry, Daniel. I have not gotten a chance to get into this one yet. This is the Absalon bass. And the Absalon plugin came out for like low-tuned. If I'm not mistaken, it was made with an orange amp. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, Daniel, if you're watching or if you watch it at some point, or if anybody knows this plugin really well. I don't know anything about this. I know zero about this plugin, and I have no idea what we're about to get into. This bass, as mentioned, is Sterling Ernie Ball. I got it for a steal of a deal from a local pawn shop that didn't really know what they had. I think whoever priced it thought that it was like an OLP or something like that. But yeah, it's definitely got a steal of a deal, and it's a great bass. So let's get started today. That sounds pretty good so far. It does. It sounds off the hop, which I enjoy. I don't usually play with a pick, but today I'm gonna. I've been mostly a bass pick player my whole life. I played a lot of bass in bands and otherwise my own material. Guys, you have to excuse me. I'm dealing with a back issue. Too many throwing logs. Too much throwing logs, rather. All right. Bass stream indeed. Hi, everybody. How are you? My name is Tyler. This is the MSIM Show, episode 49, and lots more to come from the MSIM Show. I just like to come out and chill and hang out with you guys, use some plugins. Today, on our list of plugins to check out Absalon Bass, we've got the Mammoth by Aurora DSP. We've got my personal favorite bass plugin. Currently, when I sit down to play bass along with stuff, this is always the plugin that I almost always, for at least the last while, it's been the plugin that of choice. Also, I'm going to be doing some work for Nimbrini Audio for the next couple of months. If you're out there and you would like to make a demo for an upcoming Nimbrini Audio plugin, get at me. The MCM Universe at gmail.com. The MCM Universe at gmail.com. And yeah, get at me. If you're out there, you're watching this, you have the ability to make content, get at me, and I will get you in possession of the new and upcoming brand new plugin from Nimbrini Audio. Looking to set up some content with some people I've never dealt with before. So that'd be great if you're out there. And also on the list today is Parallax X, the newly tweaked Parallax. It does the same thing. We may or may not get to that. So far, really liking this. So we've got Brimstone and we've got Moala. What are the differences? Where are the clicks coming from here? Okay, gonna troubleshoot here, guys, for a sec. Is that a gate? Yeah, that's the gate that's doing that. Yeah, okay. We solved it. It's been solved. Okay, I didn't need that gate on. That sounds really good. Yeah, it's very good. This is a lot of fun. Been a long while since I went to a live show. Yeah, okay. So to explain my own career as a musician, just to put it in perspective. I mean, I think I've talked to most of you guys about my experiences and stuff like that. But there's a grind switch. It's not already on. It's not already grinding. Jesus, this is gonna get weird. All right. Also, there's always like this middle character feature where you turn this up and it does something. So we'll have to figure out what that is as well. All right. This also has a tuner built right in, which I'm assuming is the same as Tuda. So I probably should have just jumped in there instead. Oh, nice. Almost every plugin these days has a tuner built in. So when I see the odd video of some with featuring a player that seems to be out of tune, and asks me, I beg the question, what the fuck are you doing? What's wrong with you? How do you make a piece of content out of tune these days? There's no excuse for that. There's clip tuners, there's software tuners, there's hardware tuners, there's tuning your pedals, there's no excuses apart from not having ears. Anyways, moving along. I started playing shows when I was 14. I started going to shows when I was 13. Going to punk shows when I was 13 or 14. 14, I think. I started going to... Just turned 14, actually. I started going to shows. Prior to that, I had gone to a couple shows. They're more just like backyard shows. I started going to rec center shows, stuff like that. Started playing in bands, and then it spiraled, and I started going on tours. I started promoting concerts at 16 because no one else would do it. There were a lot of bands getting left out because the other promoter in town didn't feel they were worth doing shows for. So I would get a rec center and a shitty small PA. We'd all get together and get hammered at completely not of drinking age at the time, probably. Anyways, so basically, I've seen a lot of live shows over the years. I stopped promoting shows when I was in my early 30s as the this scene had started to kind of go on the down slope a little bit, very, very slowly. And there was another dude that was going to take over, and I was done with it. So putting that into perspective, I got really burned out of live concerts because if you're a promoter, you end up having. It started out. I was doing shows, a lot of shows for only band, like it was only punk rock, ska, and it's stuff that the other guys wouldn't do. And yeah, it was a real trip. Quickly, relax. What's going on there? Interesting. Very interesting. There's something going on with the ground in this base. So I've been essentially forced, because I turned it into more of a work scenario where I was seeing a lot of live shows that I really did not want to be at. And we've all been there too, whether it was in your own band, whatever else. If maybe you were a promoter once as well, you got to sit through a lot of shit you don't want to see. And at this point, there's not really a lot happening in my community for shows, but it sucked, man. I was so burned out that with 2 or 3 of my favorite bands ever that I'd already seen several times through, and I just was like, nah, I can't bother. It was down the street from me, and I still couldn't be bothered to go because I just burned out, guys. I'm really starting to get concerned about this bass here. Is that just this plugin, or is that... Let's see. Let's try it. Okay, so this plugin specifically has a little... What is that? I'm going to have to let them know. Okay, so now at least I know it. Maybe it's a bug. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that, but we'll find out. Doesn't really matter. We'll still keep playing anyways. I'm checking out Absalon. I'm going to turn on the grind switch, bring up the mids a little bit, and see what happens here. Actually preferred it more scooped. Is that coming in pretty good? Amir, not bad. I'm not a big fan. I like a few of their songs, though. I'm still rocking this devastating mustache, which I believe now is going to be forever. I believe I will keep this mustache for the duration of my life. I think this is here to stay, boys. It might be accompanied by a beard, and I'll do some other stuff going on down here, but the stash is here to stay. It's just too much fun. Sounds really good. Sounds very good. Gorilla is free. Oh man, Gorilla is a sick plugin. Get right now. Go and make sure you get over there. 100%. Get over and get that for free if you can right now. By the way, if you're in the chat, no sense on not chatting with us. We've got a bunch of staffers here. If you've got questions, if you've got anything really you want to throw at us, we've got a bunch of staffers in the chat. Let us know what you've got, and we're here. Maybe I'm going to turn off this gate. It's done. It's gone. So was the gate. The gate was the issue. It's good to be alive again. Yes. All right. Cool. My experience is now completely changed. Changed. It sounds terrific. Where's this now? All right, it's the amount of drive. Of course it is. But I mean, on a couple of the other plugins, it's not. That's about as clean as I'm going to want it. This sounds good. It does. Listen to that riff. Man, this is a good band. If you haven't heard Psychroptic. Oh my gosh. Where you been? You got to get in there. You got to check them out. Gosh, I like this plugin so far. This is really good, guys. This is a really great plugin. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm guessing this is like the other plugins. Going between two IRs there. That's pretty cool. And I feel like I just lost some of the jam. I feel like I'm holding it back. When it's below halfway, I feel like I'm just holding it back. Like, nope. We're going to get it above the halfway point. That's where I'm liking it right there. Grindy as fuck. Klanky as fuck. Man, how does it sound with the jeez? Mr. Moonshine, how are you? Good to have you. Mr. Moonshine, I've not seen you in here before. Fuck yeah, jumping in. Thank you for jumping in. I appreciate you. My name is Tyler. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the channel. Please do hit that subscribe button if you're interested in what we do. What we do here is very simple. If you're new here, basically what we do is we talk about plugins, and we talk about not only plugins, things that surround plugins in relation drum software, pickups, basses. Don't do a lot of bass stuff here, although Thomas today was like, I'm like, what are we doing today, boys? And Thomas was like, fuck yeah, dude. Thomas is in the Czech Republic, so Thomas is up quite late to watch this stream. So thanks for chilling out with us, Thomas. Are you feeling better, buddy? Are you feeling better? Mr. Moonshine, going back to it, let us know. What sort of stuff are you into? We want to know what kind of plugins are you what kind of plugins are you interested in? What kind of sounds are you interested in? Do tell us in the chat. Introduce yourself. Feel free. I love that without a pick, it still gives you that, like, a lot of attack there. Not as much as a pick, though, obviously. Obviously. I'm not gonna play anything uber exciting here. I'm just trying to give you guys the basic sounds of what these things are capable of. So I've got Brimstone and I've got the fucking Moala. Okay, so I'm gonna bring that back. Bring the mids up on this one, baby. That sounds a little awkward down that low. It sounds like I'm restraining it again. Or maybe I could do that and hit this, bring that back to about here. Man, imagine you're playing like some really grindy black metal. Now actually be more like... You might be thinking like, yeah, dude, like sweet bass playing. I'm not trying to show off. I'm trying to showcase black metal's bass. And if at any point, any black metal bass player, anyone in any black metal band ever started showing off on stage, someone else in the band might actually stab them, I think. That's like the least black metal thing you could possibly do is show off on bass. Like start slapping or start doing like a bass solo. I would say that roughly the percentage of black metal fans that want a bass solo is going to roughly reside around 0. That's going to be my percentage. But I mean, you imagine the minor chords over it. Fuck, that sounds good. That's evil, bro. Bro, that's evil. I don't bro a lot on here at all. I get a fair share of bro at work. I work with children, as mentioned several times. I work in the school atmosphere. I get a lot of bro and bruh. Ooh, that does not sit well with this guy. Excuse me. Whew, that was interesting. I swallowed a bit of an ice cube there. Whew, that was weird. That was a weird feeling to swallow. I didn't expect the ice cube to go down my throat. And it was rather large at the time. Man, that's an awkward feeling. And sort of stuck back there. Weird feeling. Welcome, 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 welcome. Now you need to buy a bass. You know what? Coming from myself. Okay, let me take you on my bass journey now. Just a very short version. Inhale. For years I had a bass, and it wasn't a very nice bass. It was set up really, really well, and it played beautifully well. It was just an Ibanez sound gear, and it was just an Ibanez sound gear, plain and simple. And the strings on it were pretty old. It had one purpose. It was a loaner for people that played bass, wanted to jam out with us and the people that were living in the jam house. That was one step. And it was for recording the bass on my own tracks at home. That was it. And as much playing bass as I did on my own tracks at home would be writing the bass line, playing the bass line, screwing it up a few times, nailing it, and never fucking thinking about the bass part again. Not ever. Even had to a point where like someone would be like, "Hey, that was a sweet bass part. How do you play that?" I have no idea. So I never cared about bass. Then I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago now. A friend of mine said to me, he says, "Listen, your bass lines are pretty cool. You should care about bass more." I said, "Nah." He said, "Learn how to play with your fingers." I said, "Nah." And I thought about it. And this is the best bass player I know, by the way. Probably one of the top 3 bass players I've ever seen with my own eyes. He's fantastic. He's probably one of the better players in our maybe one of the better players in Canada, if I'm being honest. And I just said, fine. One day I got really bored. It was mostly just post-COVID. And I started a lot. And as soon as I started playing a lot, I fell in love. I bought a few basses. I actually cared about the pickups that I was putting into the basses and everything else. And I just fell in love with playing bass. I did. Absolutely. Tone lib metal. Very interesting choice. Do you like it? And be honest with me. Be honest with me. Be straight up with me. Do you like it? Because I did test it for tone lib, and I personally didn't. I don't know. At the time, this was going back a ways though. This was going back probably right when it rolled out. Yuck. Stuff in my eyes. Sorry guys. There it is. All right. So now we're just chilling. Epsilon bass so far. I've been going back and forth between the Mauler and Brimstone and the Mauler. This plugin, this side of the plugin lets the Ernie Ball sound more like the Ernie Ball. Keep in mind though, the center, this knob here is kind of like the Ernie Ball character control. You roll it off, it's those mids, and gosh, this is irritating. Still can't get it out. Just oiled up my fingers real good, and I'm not gonna wash them before I play the bass. So now here goes the skin oils right into the strings. Wipe off my fingers as much as I can. Don't ever touch your skin and then go back to your instrument, guys. Go read the several articles out there about why you should never just like touch your face and touch your strings. if you're just like an at-home player. If you're playing and you're touring and stuff, fuck, is gonna destroy your strings in a matter of maybe 2 shows. This is pretty gnarly, guys. I'm going to get away from this in a minute or two. I'm not going to be a long stream at all today, guys. It's going to be about an hour. Just chilling out today. I've got a whole bunch of stuff to do. I was hoping to be on here a lot earlier, but guys, there's just no time in life. There is just not enough time to do all the things we want to do. It's a real shame. And while still managing to get some relaxation in, this to me is more of a relaxation than I'm not working right now. You know, I'm definitely not working. I wouldn't consider it. So far, I'm liking the Mauler side a little bit better. And I feel like it's got a bit more beef to it. Okay, there's a riff coming up, guys. And I'm definitely gonna stop what we're doing for this part because I want to talk about riff crafting. We love talking about riffs here. And check this whole part out for just 1 second. Hang on. It's this riff, the riff and tone. And if you're curious, the song is called A Soul Once Lost. And the dude from Psychroptic, Joe Haley, he plays this riff just sitting in his living room. Check out this riff, guys. Holy my, holy shit. It's so good. Okay. Moonshine. Something just came to my mind. You need to go over to a company called Audiority. A-U-D-O-R-I-T-I. Go head over to Audiority and check out the Solidus Randy 250. I think you're going to want to see the price. I think you might be pretty interested in what you're going to find there. Okay? We're going to get you on to some next level shit. And it's a very affordable, and it is the greatest way to acquire dime tones, but a lot more. You're very well aware the Randall 100, is it 100 ES? Is that it? That amp is super versatile. So there's a lot more to it. There's also 2 amps. Go and check that out. It just came to mind. I will show you what it looks like right now, just for fun. Fun skis. This is what it looks like right here. And it looks bigger. This is what we got right here, guy. This is the Audiority Randy 250. I was one of the we'll call it product designers. One of the product designers on this with Audiority, with Luca. And we worked on this together. I tested this from its alpha state with no graphics. It's come so far. All right, we got this. As you're aware, Dime used a succession of EQs out front. Then there's a gate. Then you have a thrown-in OD. I'm well aware that he never used one. However, this was just for the sake of everyone else that wanted to do anything else except for dime tones. We've got a 5-band, and we've got wonderful selection of cabinets from Audiority, Dr. Bonkers, Eddie Shar, Cold Keller Studios, Red Wires, and C Cow Cabs, now known as part of the Audio Assault team. So check this out, A-fucking-P. This is from Audiority, and I think I can actually just go straight to buy more plugins in the, visit Audiority website. Pow! And there we are. Black Friday sale. How much is this plugin right now? We got, hold on, shop, up to 80% off. How much is it? $30. It's $30 right now, folks. Yeah. And $32.50 for the actually absolutely amazing. One of my favorite amp sims of all time. This VS 8100. This is fantastic. Head over there to audioordy.com and check out the stuff they have to offer. You're gonna get a lot for your buck, pow. And I'm gonna get rid of that right here because it's not a bass amp, so we're gonna get rid. Yeah. So we're gonna get rid of the Absalon bass. I was very impressed. This is instantly, pow, instant. I believe it's a pair of orange amps behind here. I haven't checked out the guitar Absalon either, but that'll be next. Also, might be a funky idea coming along for some of these. If you're familiar with these vertical style UI plugins that Aurora DSP has done over the years, they've done Goblin. There's Absalon, there's the Dead Kitty, there's a bunch of the other ones. There's a few others. I think you might see a few more of these because man, they are just fantastic. And Daniel really knows what he's doing with these super stripped down, super easy going, super easy to dial in, very easy to use on all sides of things. Very simplistic, very simplified. You're gonna have a lot of fun with them. There's not a whole lot else to do with them except for have a good time. If you don't like the tone that you're getting from it, yeah, there's still a lot of room to move around. All right, we're gonna get rid of that, and we're gonna go with the Black Ice Beta Gamma, guys. This is where I parked my car, and it's fantastic. This is from Nimbrini Audio, and this is a dark glass unit of some regard. I'm assuming it's the the Alpha Omega, something like that. I don't know. There are so many of those little dark glass units and they all sound, I think I've checked out like 5 or 6 of them in their analog form. I had a friend of mine that had a whole bunch of them. He came into a whole bunch of inheritance money and then just went a little gear crazy and he's like, I didn't know what dark glass one to buy. He doesn't have a southern accent. I just made that up. He'd be awfully upset. Just kidding. So I checked out a bunch of these dark glass units, and this is really strange to say it. And if you're a dark glass purist out there and you're like a huge fan, you're going to want to smack me in the face for saying this. But I tried 5. Yeah, it was 5. I tried 5 different dark glass units, and there was a Sans amp unit there as well. And I tried these dark glass units, and every single unit I tried sounded the same. There was very small variations here and there, but it was very, very similar sounding. Apart from the the Ultra and the Ultra Vintage, I think they're called. Those ones sound a bit different, but then all the other ones all really, really blended together for me. So I was just okay, yeah, they all sound good, but wasn't really my thing. Now we're gonna move along. This one here. Now, this one gives you some really cool options in the back. You've got a bunch of different cabinets. For our purposes right now, we're going to use an 8x10. Now, you can blend the DI and you can blend the mic. So the DI is the actual unit itself. The mic is the cabinet. So you can blend that. We're going to turn the ambient mic right off because it's bass, and I have no use for the ambient mic for bass right now necessarily. I know this is giving me a bit of a room verb. That's just for my ears, really. So I could use it for that if I wanted to. Now we're gonna see what we got here to start. That's pretty loud, so back that off a little bit. Sorry guys, if it blew anybody out there. It sounds pretty good. We're not getting too grindy or distorted just yet. We'll get there. The edge I like to turn on when I'm playing with my fingers. With a pick, it tends to be a little overkill on like the grindier side of things. The compression really is up to you. The drive, the level, again, to taste the mod and the blend. So you're going to find that the mods do sound quite different. And again, this is going to be all to taste, all to your personal flavor. And also the bass you're playing with, because I find when I plug my various basses into this plugin, I do have to tweak it up a little bit here and there to adjust, but it's all really, really to taste, and it's all going to give you pretty much the same, not the same, but it's going to give you a very modern sound. Let's see what we got here. And I want a bit less, a bit more DI. It's very woompy. Very woompy right now. Bass enhancer. Don't want that. Oh, it's on and off. All right. Kind of thunky right now, but we're working on it. So you get, it's not just driven bass either. This one's got a lot of clean tones involved. It's very versatile, but when you want that driven sound, if you want something that's really driven, it's really going to depend on you. But if you want something really, really driven, like super distorted, this might not be fully your bag. I mean, yeah, sure, there's a decent amount of distortion there, but really, again, to taste, what to you is a lot of distortion? You know what I mean? To some folks, that might be... Oh, that's pretty loud. All right. I see what's going on here. I had set up for the other plugin. So really, again, it depends on how much gain you want. I'm going to pull this one out for now because I'm going to go to Parallax and we're going to kind of show you guys. I really like the grit, grind, and punch presets from Dave Otero. Thunky. That's grindy. We're going to get some punch here now. And again, so we're going to have to watch. I like more of a scoopier tone. So if you're not familiar with parallel bass, parallel bass distortion, we've been over it several times. And we've also been over the fact that I'm not the best person in the world to teach you about parallel bass distortion. I can just kind of teach you some of the good gear, the good plugins and things that I would consider using for it. This particular plugin allows you to do it right inside the plugin, and they make it real easy. High level, high pass, high drive. How much drive do you want in the upper end? Do you want lots? Okay, well, then fine, we'll crank it up a bit. So I want to compress that. Do I want mid drive? Yes, I would like some mid drive, please. It sounds great. So far, so good. I'm going to bring that back just maybe a little bit. And I can make it as grindy or as not grindy as I would like. But again, like, distorted bass is really going to depend a lot on the guitar tones you're using. You might come up with your favorite. In fact, man, I was once upon a time in a band and we tried out a bass player that was so adamant about using this really, really, really like clanky tone that just did not fit our sound at all. And we're like, man, we love your playing, but we just need you to like, we need you to like change the bass tone for our stuff a little bit. He was very adamant about not ever wanting to change it. But like when he was playing, no matter what volume, it still had this clank that overdid some of the guitar tones, and we tried to kind of work with that, and just sometimes it doesn't work. So what I'm saying is, you might sit there here with your bass, and you might come up with a ton of different tones with these plugins that, to you and me, this tone right now might sound pretty good. But as soon as you throw that into a mix with your guitar tones, you might go, oh, what the fuck happened? It disappeared. Or what the fuck happened? All I can hear is this bass tone now. Or what the fuck happened? I can't hear the kick drum or something else. So you may have to, that's where it comes to like mixing in solo. Go look at that. If you're out there and you mix in solo, meaning you like to mix your instruments one by one and then like put them all together, it's not really how it works. Get a good basic going, and then you kind of just let the mix evolve together. And you can always tell when there's a modern band that's just going for that extra clanky tone. When it doesn't fit in the mix, you can hear it. And the idea is that you're not really supposed to hear the bass as like the main instrument. It's supposed to blend in. You know what I mean? It's supposed to reinforce the low end and sort of reinforce the guitars a little bit and just sort of stay out of the way in that respect. You know, you've got that nice cut that will blend in with the rhythm guitar. This is all a very delicate balance. So you can't just like take any tone and be like, you know, I'm going to go through all this. And it turns out that my favorite is Jacob Umansky's Memory Palace. That's my favorite tone. And then all of a sudden, my favorite preset, it's not actually. I'm just saying, just pick one. And then you're thinking, well, shit, it doesn't work. Oh, that I had so many high hopes of this bass tone, and then you have to go and use something completely different. So when it comes to things like that, it's a delicate balance. Good thing though, inside Parallax, they give you a lot of controls to help you move things around. It's not hardwired into a clanky this or that. They give you the ability to move things around, to move the, you know, like the low pass, high pass. Okay, it's too clanky. I'm going to take some of my mid drive right on out and clean up the mids a little bit so I can hear the guitar. There's a lot of ways you can just work inside this without having to do it in post. If you've got a plugin like this and you're finding that you're having to do stuff, a lot of work in the post, your post processing or post production, EQ, etc. after the plugin, chances are you want to go back into the plugin and just do some work and then do less work. If you have the option of doing the work and changing things like you do with plugins, I would suggest getting it before you have to do a lot of work. Yeah, his gear and damage plan was very interesting. On the album, it was just straight up Pantera gear, if I'm not mistaken. But just a little bit, the settings in the EQs were changed up a little bit. We're missing our Pantera expert. Eddie Shar is the Pantera ninja of our group. He knows everything. Everything. So, yeah, he's a real beauty. But yeah, he did, man, his sound in Damage Plan I always thought was way better. His guitar tone in Damage Plan had more mids, more beef, more muscle. Whereas his guitar tone in Pantera really relied on Rex Brown's bass tone. It was the very delicate balance of the two. You're never just hearing dime. Never were you just hearing Dime's rig on its own. It was always reinforced, almost always reinforced by Rex's bass tone. And man, whatever, I'm all for the Pantera reunion and everything they're doing right now, but gosh, Zach has taken way too many liberties with the gear. Way too many liberties with the gear, man. The guitar tone doesn't really work. But apart from that, he's nailing it. Man, it's a slow one today, man. I told you, every time we do a bass stream, shit is slow. Super slow. It's always slow. In the chat, talk to me about your favorite bass tone from your favorite band, what a favorite bass player, favorite record, or even a record you don't even like. Because let's be honest, we've all heard those albums that we didn't even like and going, sick bass tone. I hate it. You know what song has a sick bass tone? Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. Next time that song comes on, I learned how to make a Zen. That song used to push my buttons, fucking buttons, and it's just you get bombarded, you just hit with it everywhere you go. But that song, if you listen now, I created like a Zen because now I just listen to the bass line and I just like boom 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 boom, and it's just an incredible bass line. So yeah, you got to check the bass line out, and you'll get through it. Holidays are coming though, man. Woo! Gonna be doing a lot of streaming around Christmas. starting mid-December for about 2 weeks. I'm going to be off, chilling. I'm going to be doing a lot of streaming, a lot of mega streams, a lot of... I'm going to be finally getting to my pre-recorded content. A lot of stuff already pre-recorded that I just need to edit and put online. So very excited about that. Are you familiar with NAMM Universal? Did you get a chance to try it? Yeah, man, Muse has sick. That guy's got a really crazy rig too. And his basses are really cool as well. I'm not drinking wine, by the way. This is cranberry raspberry. Yum, yum. I'm trying to replace... For those of you that are just joining us, you might not be aware, but I've just recently got off the cokes. Not the cokes, but like that's never been my thing. Not ever. Yeah. Nothing like that. Just the green stuff. Yeah. Anyways, I'm off the Coca-Cola. And it's just sort of this like long time vice I've had. And it's not good for you at all. I like it, but when I'm really stressed, and I'm not stressed, and I just found myself drinking it for no reason. It's just like, I'm done. I had to replace it with something, and it seems like for now it's going to be cranberry raspberry juice. But at least it's better for my system than that. All right. So we're going to get to a little bit more bass playing. So essentially you really don't have to own any of these plugins. You don't have to have and none of them. You can get savage, absolutely fucking savage bass tones, distorted bass tones, doing it with just 2 tracks, like a lot of people do. One of them is very clean, kind of compressed, and clean, compressed for sure. Strip all the highs out. The other side is the distorted side. You're stripping all the lows out, non-compressed, very angry, very distorted, and then you blend them the way you'd like. This plugin gives you the ability to do all that in one plugin. That said, if you don't want to spend the $100+ on parallax, or really want to buy, if you have no budget whatsoever, but you really want to do some crushing bass, Absalon would probably be your way. But if you want to do it for free, there's also plenty of ways to do it for free. You just use a guitar amp on the other side, on the distorted side. And there's a ton of different guitar amps that you can use and that sound terrific, distorted. And you can do that with an abundant. There's just so many really easy ways to do it in 2 tracks that I find that Parallax X is cool, but it's only cool for when I'm playing bass. I've used it on recordings before, but I've found that ultimately I prefer to do my own distortion versus buying a plugin to do it for me. No bass tapping out of me either. You'll never hear bass tapping. I'm not much of a tapper. But that's going to be about the stream though today, guys. It's going to be a shorty. Shorty McShorts. Another way that I would suggest you guys checking out. There's also a sale currently at Aurora DSP. This is the Aurora DSP Mammoth. This was their first plugin. And it has changed some since then. It's got 4 different types of drive. It's got the ability, your crossover. It's going to give you what you need. And it's, again, a cost-effective, fantastic plugin. It's got a lot of value, lots of stuff under the hood. Also versatile as well. Doesn't need to be set on crush and destroy all the time. And they have the free plugin, Gorilla. For a time being, Gorilla, it will be free. Gorilla's awesome. I find that sometimes I actually made a lot of the presets for it. If you look if you end up checking out Gorilla, I think I made about 25 or 30 presets for it. Something like that. I can't remember. It's been such a long time. This one, I don't know. Did it ever get my presets? Let's see. Presets. It did not. I had some presets for this one as well. I thought maybe they got uploaded, but this one didn't get them. but most of the other Aurora DSP plugins like Rhino, Gorilla, and a few, the Dr. or Mr. Hector rather, those, and the Laney as well. I've got several presets out there with Aurora DSP. Very, very happy and proud to hang out with that company, and once in a while. Daniel, good friend, and some really cool stuff coming from Aurora DSP in the new year. I've been reading some pretty cool information on that side of things. Guys, this is a developer that is making moves, and man, they have lots of really rad stuff. So if you're get a chance, head over and check out Aurora DSP. As we used earlier, the Absalon bass, very affordable, very cool plugin. Go check it out. Make sure you do. I'm going to get out of here. It's been about 60 minutes of non-stop chatter and a little bit of bass. But just understand that bass streams are just not as fun. I don't know why they're not as fun, but they're just not as fun. Because when I get a bass into my hand, I just have so little recollection of bass lines for anything. And you know what I mean? So I just I sit in the, kind of the same area and give you guys kind of the basics of what the plugin can do. NAM Universal, this is what we're talking about right here. Mr. Moonshine, this is a plugin here known as NAM Universal. There are some, if you notice, there are going to be a bunch of presets that are going in once we figure out some of our preset woes. We have a bunch of bass, actually. We have bass clean, 25 presets for bass clean, and 25 for bass driven. So I'm really hoping you guys dig it. If you haven't tried it yet, it's free. Go and check it out and let us know what you think. And in the meantime, that's going to be my challenge for you guys, is go out and find something that does really dirty bass, whether it's free or is there's one that's free? Hey, just make it. Throw a distortion pedal in there. You'll be fine. All right, guys. Cheers. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Hit that like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. And as we always say, if you are really enjoying what we do, and you know one person out there that you think would also enjoy this type of thing, privately be like, come check this thing out. These people are pretty cool. That's all we ask. If you're helping us try to grow the channel, shares, they don't always do it, but just tapping one person on the shoulder and saying this thing is pretty cool. Maybe they'll drop by. Thanks so much for being here. I will see you next time. Cheers.